Licky. Oh, I'm bleeding.
Oh, nice.
Swag.
Okay. So this is the first and probably only episode.
No, we're going to do another episode as well.
Well, so... what are we going to call the series?
I'll be honest, I haven't thought of that. I'll be honest, I haven't thought this at all. Apart from when you said it last night in a text conversation.
Let's call it... There'll be a title that pops up there. We'll think of one later.
We won't.
We will. I'll think of one later.
Okay.
And then I'll put one up while I'm doing the editing that I definitely know how to do. The premise, first of all.
We are going to talk about paranormal cases
Yeah.
that may or may not have happened.
Didn't.
They probably did not happen.
We're both kind of skeptical. I think I'm more skeptical than you.
You're way more skeptical than me because I do tend to see things. So
Stevie Wonder can't relate. Edit that out.
We can't say that, Stephen. We're going to talk about supernatural cases that may or may not have happened, and we're just going to take the piss, basically.
Yeah.
You have no idea what we're going to talk
I
about.
have no fucking clue.
I am literally on the Wikipedia right now. I've watched one documentary yesterday, so I've forgotten everything about it. I'm just gonna
Where'd
start.
you find a documentary?
YouTube.
Pirate your documentaries, people.
Yeah. So the case we're going to talk about is called the Enfield Poltergeist.
Okay.
I think it's also called
Easy for you to say.
It's also called the Enfield Haunting, and I think
Imaginative.
Yeah, I think this was adapted, dramatized for The Conjuring 2, which neither of us have seen.
No.
I think The Conjuring is a movie, and we're gonna move on from that.
Is it not Stephen King?
No, it's it.
I could have sworn The Conjuring was Big Steel.
No,
By the way, I'm Stephen. This is Luke.
Yeah, we never introduce ourselves.
Yeah, well.
No, The Conjuring is like a film franchise about like ghost hunters.
Yeah, but I could have sworn Stephen King had something to do with it.
No, Stephen King. No, because The Conjuring is like dramatized of like real events that these like ghost hunters have gone and like investigated.
Okay.
And then there's like the Annabelle spin-offs.
Oh, right, okay.
And like the Nun spin-offs.
Okay.
So you can.
How many of the Nun spin-offs?
I have no fucking clue.
My guess is none.
That was really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Really good.
Yeah.
So the Enfield Poltergeist was a claim of supernatural activity at 284 Green Street, a council house in Brimsdown, Enfield, London, England, between 1977 and 1979, involving two sisters, aged 11 and 14. They haven't given names.
Okay.
So
we're
basically,
just going to call one of them 11 and one of them 14.
Yeah,
a la Stranger Things.
It's like Bird Box and you have boy and girl.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Neither have I. Basically, from what I can remember from the documentary, okay, there was these two sisters, okay, 14 and 11, and they were in like their house one day or like one night, and like they saw like a chest of drawers like move across the room, and their ma came up and was like, "Stop," and they were like, "We didn't do anything," and the ma saw the chest of drawers move, and she was like, "A bit strange."
No, I'll tell you what happened.
What?
The sisters and the mom got together and said, Let's freak the fuck out of Dad.
No, I don't.
Because that's what happened.
I don't think the dad was in the picture. But
Let's get back at Dad for running away. That's what it was, you know.
They put a lot of emphasis in the documentary about like the next door neighbor being like a big burly lad because he used to be a builder. First, they was like
they just have a crush on the next door neighbor.
But he
they went back to their smoking hot next door neighbor.
Big mommy milkers. The picture is like 1977.
Yeah.
Like they went next door and the builder fella came in and he was like, "There's nothing here," and he saw the chest drawer move. This ghost was very interested in this chest of drawers now.
Yeah.
And he was like, bit strange. They called the police.
Okay.
And
always a good idea.
Oh yeah. And then the police were like, "Oh, there's nothing here, lads." And then they saw like a chair move.
Switching it up.
Yeah. And I remember there was one interview with the police officers that were there, and they had like really, really posh London accents. They were like, it was totally abysmal. It was
awfully peculiar.
Yeah, it was literally like that. And they checked for wires, and they checked to see, they put a marble down to see if it would roll across, and it stayed still. So then
Typical.
it kind of all escalated. They got the media involved. There was two
Wait. I think what happened is actually they put the marble down. It started rolling. It rolled away. They couldn't find it, and vis-a-vis, they lost their marbles.
Or if you're believing something like this, then potentially maybe.
Yeah.
I don't want to cast any doubt, because I'm sure it was a very stressful situation.
Yeah, we're not casting aspersions. You just don't trust them.
I'm giving you basically, think Spark Notes, but aim way lower. Is what I'm giving you right now.
Spark nuts.
Yeah. Spark No.
Yeah. Okay.
Dull notes. Anyway, it kind of all escalated where they got two photographers in, and they one of them got hit in the head by something that flew across the room.
Most of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They got. They
Sister
got
didn't like the cut of his gym and just chucked a fucking vase at him. That's what happened.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
There is a theory where it was just the sisters playing a very elaborate hoax.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
It would be so fucking funny if that was true.
That's classic 11 or 14 as well.
Much like their brother 16.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I really hope that's true, because I think that would be so fucking funny if they basically fooled the fucking BBC.
Yeah, and then they get on at the end of the movie, and it's conjure these and
conjure up these balls in your mouth. But it got to a point where there was some psychic researcher, and it said he was going to just investigate the house for 2 weeks, and they ended up staying there for 14 months.
All right.
I think there was enough.
He fancied the man.
I think it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
He recorded a bunch of shit. There's picture. There's this one point where basically the activity escalated to a point where it latched on to, I think, 11.
All right.
And it spoke through her.
Yeah.
And it made it possessed her and shit like that.
Nice. Classic.
There was one point where the researchers set up a camera in the bedroom, because it used to happen at night when they were alone in their bedroom, which was kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is quite funny though, that they're oh yeah, we see all this stuff. It only happens when we're alone at night though. Quick, chuck that vase at that photographer real quick.
Make sure he doesn't see it what's coming. He just gets hit.
Yeah, exactly.
But he set up a camera, but it was 1978, so it was a frame a second.
Okay.
So it was just loads of disjointed, basically pictures of her just levitating off her bed.
A la Dua Lipa. Yeah.
Yeah, she did a bit of Dua on her. She just jumped off the bed, is what happened.
She went, all right, 14, watch. And then she just did this.
And she just jumped off the bed screaming, and the camera got her levitating.
Yeah.
Her legs are out, stretched out as if she jumped off the bed.
Okay.
Which is
she went to her sister. She was now I think we both know that camera is no iPhone.
There's also a lot of recording of the spirit talking through her.
All right, having the chats and all.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of recording of her either make a voice coming through her. It could be her making a voice, or it could be a fucking spirit from the other world. You know.
I always think that whenever I hear someone talk, I think, now is that you or is that a spirit from the other world?
Are you being possessed to say this?
Yeah.
Because you've called me a fat cunt on multiple occasions, and I think was that you
possessed.
or was that Pazuzu? You know?
No, that was whatever you said. That was possessed, man. That was
right. Okay.
No, because I'd never say that.
He'd never say anything like that.
Fat dickhead. Yeah, no, that was him again. He's back.
There was at one point where there's pictures of the researcher holding 11 back, because she's being possessed and she's put into a fit, where it's just she wasn't though, was she? she wasn't, but
it was just the fact, it was the pictures were just taken wrong, and that her and her sister were in a fight, and I was hold me back. And he was like, she's being possessed. And
There's
she
a-
was like, yeah, sure, go on.
There's a one
If
point
you want.
where 14 said she woke up and saw 11 on the top of like a record player with like her head like down the.
She was just jamming.
Her head like down the side of a record player, like between the record player and a wall, because it was like on a chest of drawers, the infamous chest of drawers.
And you just and
her legs like up in the air, going like, "How did I get here?" I know for a fact she was just bored.
yeah, no,
and got up there.
the thing is, she took that. I think it's Corinne Bailey. Her name is. She took that tune, you know. Girl, put your records on, and she took it and flipped it on its head. And said, I'm gonna put myself on my records.
Yeah, record, put your girl on.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
like that. There was like a whole team of researchers that just lived in that house with 14
Not intrusive.
and 11 and the mother. They were cool with it. They were like,
That
"Do
is-
you want a cup of tea?"
You want a cup of chai while you just
While you
bully
investigate
our
this
daughter?
poltergeist.
Yeah. Do you want a cup of tea? Be careful, it might fling itself at you.
There was that one point where they sent them away like for a week holiday, which is like, if I got a week's holiday, I was saying that I was possessed by a poltergeist. I'd take that.
Oh yeah.
I'd happily
Do you want to do
that.
this?
Yeah.
I want to delete this video and then just make a hoax
Yeah.
and go to like Barbados or something.
I'll just like
Bora Bora, here
I'll
we
just
come.
like get my dog to bark, and you're a sound editor. You can just engineer some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll just
We'll just put the mics underwater and scream really loudly from across the room, and that'll sound ghostly.
Yeah, your neighbors will love you. It's gonna be like that bleeding John Wayne Gacy fella where they just heard muffled screams all the time and they just never thought to investigate.
Yeah, that was.
You know about John Wayne Gacy?
Yeah, he was the clown.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was the clown for like a minute.
No, 'cause he did everything as the clown, didn't he?
No, not really. He.
That was just a side hustle.
It was a side hustle, and
Okay.
he learned a magic trick on how to get out with the handcuffs when he was the clown, and then he used. Have you listened to the episode on this from
No,
the
I
other thing I
haven't.
sent you? Because
No.
I don't want to like say it, but
No, I
'cause it's
haven't.
competition, right? So he learned when he was the clown how to do a magic trick of get put on handcuffs on himself and then getting out of them.
Okay.
You know, like you do. You're like, oh, look at me, I'm a escapist.
Like your average clown does, yeah.
Yeah. A regular Harry Houdini. He'd bring his victims home. Trigger warning for basically everything you could think of.
Yeah.
He'd like lure his victims home who were like, you know, between like fucking 14 and 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
He'd bring them home and he'd be like, oh, I've got handcuffs on, look at me, I'm able to get out of them. And then he was like, I'll teach you the trick. And then he put the handcuffs on, and then he goes, oh, the trick is you have to have the key. Now I'm going to do horrendous things to you and bury you in my crawl space, because apparently the neighbours don't have a sense of smell. So that's
actually that's horrific, but it's a little bit funny.
the neighbours heard like a lot of screams as well, and they just assumed that's someone having a good time.
I love
That
it.
pain
It's like,
scream,
do you
and then sudden stoppage of the scream. That's a good sign.
After there was a clang of metal.
yeah, exactly. That, you know, that person screaming, "Stop strangling me, please! Stop strangling me! I have so much to live for." That seems suspicious now.
I think it
in
was dog.
hindsight.
I think you got
Yeah,
a new dog.
yeah,
that's
exactly.
what it was.
But hindsight's 2020.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly,
you know.
I think it's kind of funny. Did you want the trick? The key.
Wanker. Anyway.
we are disrespecting the dead horribly.
Well, we're more disrespecting the living because we're calling this guy his serial. No, wait, he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lethal injection, and it took longer than it should have, so he was in more pain, thankfully.
Yeah.
And we're more disrespecting him though because we're calling his like vile plan for murder. We're just calling it a bit funny.
Yeah.
So it's like. But anyway, back to the case.
It did work.
Back to the case.
Back to the case.
33 bodies that were found, and there's more. Like apparently, like they just don't know how many
in
there
the
are.
crawl space.
No, there was like 15 or something in the crawl space, and then the rest of them were dumped over this river.
I remember the river part.
Yeah, apparently one of them landed on a barge, according to Gacy, but that just wasn't news, apparently. So
I mean, if it was like a rubbish barge, then like it probably wouldn't have been checked.
yeah, true. Yeah. But anyway, back to the case.
Back to the case. They like went on holiday for like a week because there was just like a team of paranormal researchers that may or may not have been there for no reason. But they got
Let's
to
go with May.
yeah.
But yeah.
It got to a point where 11 got possessed by this poltergeist.
Classic.
Yeah, and it was like the researcher would ask 11 questions and the poltergeist would answer, and he was like, "Where are you?" "Above Johnny." "Why are you above Johnny?" "It's my fucking bed." which is, I think is us.
That's-
it would be
yeah.
us as ghosts. Like, why are you
Yeah.
here? Because it's my fucking house.
Yeah.
You're not paying rent. You are, but you know.
Yeah. And we had this discussion with Annabelle.
Well, Annabelle,
She took liberties. So she did
fucking
like she really did.
crawling up your man's fucking chest, strangling him. You sit him down, like, mate, that's not happening. You know, like,
Yeah.
we're giving you a house, we're giving you food, we're giving you like shelter. It's not on. You know.
It's a show that it needs to be built on mutual respect here.
Yeah.
And you're not respecting me by
telling
tearing-
me that you're going to suck my soul to Satan.
And
You're
by-
going to
by-
bring me
well,
down
that
to
is
hell.
kind of respectful, let's be honest. But you're not respecting me by tearing my chest open and gaslighting me into thinking it never happened by healing it the next day.
Yeah. and
That's a bit far.
You're
in my
not
opinion.
gonna
Like if
gain
a
respect.
pushed, if a soft toy did that to me, I'd be annoyed.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
I'd be a bit peeved off.
Yeah.
You
A
know
pet
what?
peeve of mine is when my soft toys
You know what?
attack me.
I'm gonna say it. I don't care you broke your elbow.
Back to the case.
There's not much left in the case.
Yeah, so it's just like the
it
Poltergeist.
happened for 2 years and then just
Didn't happen for 2 years.
No, because it was like from 1970.
No, it didn't happen.
Well, it was
It was reported on for 2 years. It didn't
reported on
happen,
for
though.
2 years.
Didn't happen though.
Yeah. It was reported on for 2 years. There's this one fella in the documentary that I watched, and it's like he's like a full-blown skeptic, like fair enough, but he looks like he's never touched another human being in 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, there's a wide range in this community. There's complete skeptics like myself. He was like so quick. It's like, mate, we know. It's okay, you don't have to say
Yeah.
it. We know.
Yeah.
But the most like prominent like theory is that 11 of 14 were just having a laugh.
Yeah.
Which
Let's
fair
jump
enough.
into our theories. What do we think happened? Because I'll say it first.
Fucking
of all.
nothing happened.
I'll say it first of all. If there was a poltergeist, I think let him out. That's always my philosophy. If a ghost is there, I mean, who are they actually harming?
Fair. Well,
They moved the chest of drawers.
well, like
Calm
until
down.
like they threw something at your man.
Yeah, but who was he? Like, who cares?
There was like
I'll take a picture of it. Like, you
it
know
like
what I mean?
ripped the fireplace out of the wall as well. Which
What's
like
that? What's that? 100 quid?
a bit more, I'd say.
Oh, we're gonna be a bit cold.
I don't understand that, by the way. It's like if you're so annoyed about these people living in your house after you've died, don't destroy the fucking house.
Yeah,
You're
just kill them. Isn't it like?
Well, then they'd be stuck there with you and they'd be annoyed. Like, why'd you kill us? No.
No,
What's
not
that
if
about?
they're not troubled souls.
Well, I
Give
think
them the most peaceful death possible.
I think if I was murdered by a ghost, my soul would be quite troubled, to be honest.
I'd see it coming. I'll be honest. No, like if you give them a good send off, give them one of them, Viking funerals where
Well, like
send
another
send one of them-
holiday.
Send one of them fools out into the water and just go. You feel me?
No, but they're in the coffin, but they're fully conscious.
Yeah,
Just light them on
for
fire.
sure. Because then I'd be like, this is actually quite graceful.
I wouldn't.
I'll go straight to heaven, mate.
Burning alive, I don't think would be quite graceful.
Well,
To each their own, I suppose.
question: does the existence of ghosts rely on the existence of an afterlife?
If someone died and they have not moved on to anywhere, I think that would imply the existence of no afterlife if they're still here.
Yeah, but if someone dies and they haven't moved on anywhere, but not everyone has, then that implies that there must be somewhere to move on to, surely.
Or maybe some people are just more arsed about it. You know?
Yeah, if I was a ghost, I would sleep a lot, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I'd catch up on so much sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd
If
catch
I was-
up on a lot of, like, Real Housewives as well, probably.
Yeah, I'd binge so much.
Yeah. Because you've got eternity, like.
Yeah.
Well, you've got 10 years.
What
Earth
what you
puzzle.
do is you find somebody with the same like music and TV taste as you,
Yeah.
and just sit in the house and do nothing.
For
and
me,
just-
that's probably like an IQ 120 million person, some genius or something. Oh shit, you listen to Hiatus Coyote as well? Einstein.
I mean, like, if I was a ghost, I would not hunt anywhere. I would just find someone that has the same like TV taste as me and just watch Netflix with them
Yeah, fair.
the entire time.
Yeah, just sitting on the couch next to them, they've got no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The case kind of ends where they eventually get a name out of the spirit. His name was Bill, and they said that Bill said that he had an hemorrhage. That was the accent.
A hemorrhage?
Yeah.
Okay.
That he died in the chair in the corner.
hemorrhage.
in the chair in the corner downstairs. He died.
I'm a poltergeist. Got an hemorrhage, mate. See that chest of drawers? No, you don't.
Enfield Haunting.
Enfield Haunting, innit, mate?
I'm in The Conjuring.
2 for the penny.
His name was Bill. He
Yeah.
died in the chair downstairs in the corner, and then the family moved in, and he
You
was
sound like Phoebe Bridgers lyrics.
he was a peeved off
Okay.
that this living family moved in after he died.
He
and
is
was
doing
not in the house.
He is doing shite all for the housing crisis.
Honestly, the researcher that was there that may or may not have had a thing for the ma, he was like, we don't know if this is actually Bill or just an entity posing as Bill. I was like, well,
Don't know if it's either.
I don't. Yeah, it could just it'd be 11,
Yeah.
maybe 12 at this point. She
Yeah.
could just be taking the piss.
She
And if
really
so, girl boss, I love her.
She turns out the family, yeah, his name is Bill and he's got a hilarious accent. She just wanted to practice her Cockney accent.
That was Enfield.
Was that not in London?
It was like Brisbane. Hold on, Wikipedia.
Say Brisbane in Australia.
No,
You did say Brisbane though.
no, it's Brisbane actually.
Right, is that in London though?
Yeah, Enfield, London.
Yeah, London, so it could be Cockney. Do you know where London is? Do you know where Cockneys are from?
I'm gonna Google Enfield. I think that's enough for one episode.
Yeah, I think we can leave it there. Final theory,
11 and 14 were I love them.
pissing about.
Yeah, they were taking the
11,
mick.
11 just wanted to prove a bet to her sister that she could fit her head between the record player and the wall.
And it spiraled from there.
Yeah, exactly.
She wanted to prove to her sister that she could do a really convincing Cockney accent.
Yeah, yeah.
And
exactly.
it was really bad, and they actually thought it was a dead person. That's
They
how
thought,
bad it was.
Oh my god, there's no way that person was allowed to live how bad the accent was.
And it spiraled from there.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, that's the story of Bill and the Enfield Haunting.
Yeah. Who had an hemorrhage
He had an hemorrhage and he died
in the chair downstairs.
in the chair downstairs in the corner.
Yeah.
The accent has slipped, I'll be honest.
Yeah. You went
Went
into
to
that.
New Zealand there.
Come back if you want. You probably don't. But
Don't come back.
don't come back.
Pure own sanity. You know, it'd be funny if
What?
one of these episodes we just like something like moved in the background or like something.
I'll get a string and like pull down one.
No, but seriously,
posters.
like if we got haunted during this, after we're broadcasting us just being like, this is bollocks, innit?
That would be so fucking
That would
funny.
be fucking hilarious.
Shit moves in my room anyway. Like that poster comes out just sometimes.
Yeah, but gravity does that, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's stuck up now.
Gravity's nailed that. But like, if you wake up and your bed's just on the other side of the room and everything in your room is swept around, first of all, I will piss myself from laughter.
Yeah.
And then also we'll make an episode on it and call
I'd
it
be like,
the McBride
that's
Haunting.
that's the kind of fucking ghost hunting where it's just inconvenient at that point. It's just
What is
like,
it though? Because you can just live then with your room flipped around in it.
Yeah, but my room's flipped.
Who cares?
Me.
Is your room being mirrored like actually that big of a like fear of yours, isn't it?
No, but it's just a bit inconvenient.
Is it though?
Yeah, my room's
See you
flipped.
next time.